Well, good evening. Thanks for joining us. At the top tonight, the latest numbers on coronavirus have just now reached 15,000. Over 15,000. Look at this. 15,000 confirmed cases here in Nueces County. 236 deaths. And here in the state of Texas, look at that. 509K plus 4,000 plus plus almost close to 5,000. We're getting close to 9,000 deaths. That's 9116. And here in the United States, look at that. Look at that right here. 5.8 million. We had it all. Look at this. Worldwide. None of it covered in the United States. None of it covered here in Nueces County. None of it covered here in Texas. And worldwide, 12.2 million have recovered. In Harris County, 85,000. Dallas County, 54. Bexar County, 42,000. Turner County, 34,000. 1575 Harris. 755 in Dallas. Bexar County, 182. Turner County, 147. I tell you this all the damn time. You must wear a mask at all times. I know you don't like it, but this is the big deal here. I mean, everyone has to wear a mask. If I had to wear a mask at work, you had to wear a mask. Just because you don't like to wear a mask, if you can't invest in a mask, find a friend. Find your friend to help you. They'll help you out here. It's no big deal. $7 for 5 masks, that's a good price. $10, that's a good price. Don't be spending you don't have to spend a fortune. Just get some masks so that when you go out shopping or going out anywhere, just save some masks for you and a buddy. It's a big deal here. I mean, if these cases do not reduce, then Governor Greg Abbott could be forced to shut down Texas again. And it's a big deal here. We can't have this happen anymore. And if it happens, then the big deal is, this is the big deal here. This ever happens again, the big issue here is we shut down Texas, shut down schools, no school for everyone, we shut down Texas, we go back to square one. So don't be sitting here saying, I'm not wearing a mask. If you have a medical condition, you can't wear one. That is the only reason. The only reason. I'm not buying this fogged up glasses. Get used to it. And this is a big deal here. I mean, these cases are growing higher and higher and higher. And if we don't do anything to stop this, we could be at risk of a nice shutdown. No more schools. None of it. Unless we do what the governor says. If we do what the governor says, then it'd be all easy. We have to wear masks. And if the state of Texas mandates we all wear masks, and the state of Texas mandates that we all wear masks. It is not a big deal here. We need to stay healthy. We have got to stay healthy, period. And if we don't stay healthy, we could get sick. We could all die from this thing. Because somebody forgot to wear a mask and somebody forgot to wash their hands every 20 seconds. It's the big issue here. You need to make sure your hands are clean at all times. If you don't wash your hands, if you're shaking someone's hand with dirty hands, you're spreading germs. The germs can lead to viruses, which can lead to COVID. You test positive for COVID, you need to be staying quarantined for 14 days. And in the state of New York City, if you don't, you can be fined $2,000. And that to me is a big deal. I don't live in New York, but if I did, I would do what they tell me to do. I get that you guys want to go out exercising and stuff, but masks are required. I mean, just earlier ago, I saw a picture of volleyball girls playing volleyball with one person had a mask. No one did. That led to me that they're spreading the virus throughout the volleyball. Look, the main thing you have to understand is if you're going to practice, you need to wash your hands at all times so you don't spread the germs to the ball. Wash your hands at all times, every 30 minutes, every half hour. I can't stress this enough. Every half hour, you need to wash your hands. It is a big, big deal. Big, 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 big deal. You don't believe me? Talk to the CDC. This is not me talking. This is the CDC talking. This is the state of Texas talking. This is Governor Greg Abbott talking. You need to wash your hands every 30 minutes and throughout every 20 seconds. This goes for all you coaches out there that are practicing with them. Volleyball coaches out there, you need to have them wash your hands. That goes for you too, coaches. Have them wear gloves. I know it's not a big deal. I know that you can't wear gloves at practice or at games, but this is a big deal. And if we don't do something about it, then we're all going to get sick. We're all going to die. Please, coaches, I'm begging you out there. Do something about it. We got a little more Gimme Break still ahead. Stay tuned. We're back now with a new development. Remote learning. This is something that all schools are going to be doing until after Labor Day, which is on Tuesday, September 8th. And think about this. Imagine this. You're everyone getting ready to do online school in your pajamas. In your pajamas. You're sitting there doing online work. In your pajamas. And yet the principal looks at us like, stop. That's not a dress code. It's like, what do you mean? If school's going to enforce dress code for every school district in the building, then this comes after. Some states, Illinois school districts won't ban students wearing pajamas for online learning. It's like, in the state of Illinois 3 days ago, all school districts in Illinois are saying that they're having a dress code issue to look nice. What's the point? I conducted the poll from a Facebook group, from Flower Bluff, and a lot of people said no. A lot of people said no, some people said yes. Someone added, who cares? I care, because I saw it in an article. This isn't me, but it's from an article. That's what the article said from Channel 3's Facebook page. And if you saw that article, you would know how I feel right now. It's remote learning. You can just Zoom meetings. You can just do it from your room in your pajamas. You can just do it. If you're doing meetings from Zoom, you can just do it in your pajamas. You can do it anywhere you go. If you're gonna do it in public, it's your home. Your home is your space. It's your space. You can't do it in the toilet. You can't do it when you're taking a shower, unless your Chromebook is waterproof from front of the school. And if that happens, you'd be accused of damaging school property. And if that happens, the school district can press charges. But what about other school districts? Are they enforcing remote learning too? We don't know. Until we get that answer, I'm going to ask the acting superintendent, Joe Kelly, about this. If he knows about this. Because let's face it, if they're going to enforce dress code for all schools, Illinois is doing this. What if I told you Illinois is doing this, and there's some states that tell you, what if I told you? One state's doing this, another state's doing this. Texas could enforce this. Illinois is doing this. I don't support that. If you live in the state of Illinois, you would know what I'm talking about. You guys need to go up there and fight for what's right. We have rights. All of us have rights. But if you're a student, you also have rights. But your rights cannot be taken up. Your constitutional rights cannot be taken away once you enter a school building. If you enter a school building, your rights cannot be taken away. But if so that happens, what you've got to do is just stand up for what's right. And say, look, this is about for my son. If he wants to do remote learning, then he needs to do it. He can do it in public. If your son wants to do it in public, he has to wear. He's got to wear something suitable. If he wants to do it at home, he can do it in his pajamas. But it is a big deal. I mean, this is a big issue. I don't support Texas school districts enforcing dress code for remote learning. That's something for in-school learning, for people who are going to decide to go back to school once September 8th hits. When that day comes, when that happens, I mean, some teachers responded saying that one teacher responded to me saying that they didn't. I mean, some people responded saying that this is what teachers are all saying. I mean, one teacher told me that they're just like doing everything they can for this, and the big issue that I have here is that if all Texas school districts are going to be doing this, they got the wrong idea. Do you know what the words "too far" mean? If you're taking this too far, you've gone too far. Like sticking your finger in a fan. Because if you go too far, you stick that finger in your fan, they ain't gonna like it. The dress code is the finger. The dress code enforcement is the fan, is the finger. And this would be the fan. You stick your finger in there, like this, they would not like it. And they would not like it. And if you continue to do this, it's going too far. If you think you've gone too far with this, you have gone too far. So I say this, Illinois. You've gone too far. Don't do it again. Change your mind. You've got the wrong idea and you've gone too far. A bit later on, I have a cool announcement to make. That's a bit later. But we'll have more. Give me a break when we return. Time for Sports Break, where we cover all the latest sports. And in today's Sports Break, volleyball players are very happy to play again. I mean, so excited to play. But what about the Bluff? We don't know. Not until I get to the bottom of this in a Give Me a Break investigation, which I will find out which schools in every school district will be doing volleyball again. We don't know which schools. But is Florida going to continue to do this? Is Florida going to do volleyball? We're not sure. We don't know what's going to happen, but not until I ask the volleyball coach. So, absolutely, I agree. But is Florida going to do the same thing? We don't know. Not until I get to the bottom of this. So for those out there listening, for those out there saying, Alan, great job out there. Great job of doing the thing. I mean, if Florida's going to be doing the same thing, I hope that one day here in the Bluff, we can do the same thing. So I hope that the coaches out there that are watching, I hope that when this hits you coaches out there will try to do what's right for everyone here that loves sports. This has been Sports Break. We'll have more Give Me a Break when we come back. One footnote about this. We don't know what the school board's going to say. We don't know what the father of the school district is going to say about athletic programs resuming because of this pandemic. We're not sure, but Cal saying only the two. We don't know about the rest, but we'll keep you posted as developments. We'll keep you posted as developments hit. Now, for those of you doing online learning, I mean, if you have not seen Mr. Crenshaw's plan, back to school plan for this, I mean, I'll put a link in the description. But the biggest thing ever for you guys living in the Bluff here is just basically people. I just can't remember. But basically Crenshaw's is coming up with a plan for back to school remote learning. I mean, it's going to be divided up into week A and week B. I mean, first week, second week, third week, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Something like that, but the big thing you have to understand is that, and Crenshaw pointed out to this. I mean, attendance is important. Grading is important. Texas truancy laws are still put in place, so just because they're still put in place does not give you the right to not attend. And you think it's a choice, but it's not going to be a choice. If you decide to go to school. If you decide to go to school, if you as a parent decide that your child took a kid into school, your child made a commitment to stay in school. That goes for online learning too. That goes for remote learning too. It's the same thing. Truancy is going to happen. If the attendance goes higher, that's truancy court. I mean, send an email. I mean, if the parents out there who are saying like I'm sick or like my child is sick or so on, a doctor's appointment, family union. You need to let them know. Send them an email. And what Crenshaw's planning, for those of you who do not say, what he did was he's doing Google Learning, like Google Classroom, Zoom. He's doing Google. He's not doing Zoom. Because of all the things that are happening, because of this Give Me a Break investigation. Like, I don't know if the Florida School District ever tried to watch the show, but we don't know what's going to happen. But yes, attendance is really important, vetting is really important. Texas truancy laws are still put in place. That does not mean that your child doesn't have a choice of not doing school. The only time that happens is if the child is sick. So that's what I'm concerned about, is for all parents and the children to make sure that they do their schoolwork. And if you haven't seen that video, those two videos will be put in the link in the description below. Or they can be found on Give Me a Break's website, which I will tell you about later. And my concern is here, why did the Port Aransas city mayor say the city will not enforce closures? I mean, if the government enforces beach, because let me tell you something, beaches are a hot spot for COVID. And if you live in the island area that goes towards Aransas Pass, you would know that beaches are a hot spot for COVID because you don't stand 6 feet. Now, what's the big deal here? The big deal about this is, it's the big deal here. This is the big issue here. We have people out there that are not doing their schoolwork, they didn't do the schoolwork because of the pandemic back in March. And they think it's all a joke. Look, this is a big issue here. Big issue to me, big issue to you. I say me because I don't go to school. I care about all the students that are doing what they're supposed to do, getting their education and getting a good job. If you're truant, I mean, driver's licenses. If you're a truant, you cannot get your driver's license. If you want your driver's license, you need to stay in school. Fines. I talked about this before. If you're a truant and if you're responsible for it as a parent, you're going to be facing fines for your child, fines, juvenile hall, driver's license, suspended driver's licenses, etc. If you as a parent, you're responsible for this, you could face jail time and some fines. You could face fines, and if it continues, you could end up in jail. So just do me a favor. Let's not have this happen again, because I don't want to see this happen on my show where someone from Flower Bluff says, I'm not going to school, I'm not going to send my kid to school because I don't want to expose to the virus or remote learning because of the school enforced dress code. If you register your child for school, he needs to go to school, he or she needs to go to school every single day. No ifs, ands, buts, or excuses. School is really important to your child. Education is really important for your child also. It is a big deal here. I mean, that's why people are skipping school a lot, because of video games. So I get it. I get you don't like going to school, but it is a big issue here for everyone here in the state of Texas. School's back in session for those people August 14th, which is going to be in a couple of days. It's going to be in 1 to 2 days. I'll be back in a moment. So after doing this back to school time for years, is this really, so the question that comes to my mind is it really safe for your child to go back to school? Well, yes and no. Because for parents out there, if you're trying to send your kids back into school, the main thing is you're sending them in for, you're basically sending them in to be affected. So I would recommend these things. What I would recommend here is that have your kids come in with a mask and a portable hand sanitizer, which I think all schools will provide hand sanitizers. Have your child wash your hands like basically 3 times before school, or during passing periods, during lunch, or after school. 3 to 4 times. I recommend 3. Because if it happens, I mean, I think if you continue to do this, your hands would bleed from washing your hands. That's not what, I mean, that's probably what I heard. I mean, so that's my recommendation for all students. So for those who say no, I mean, people want to continue doing remote learning, what I recommend is that you find a nice, suitable, quiet place, like in your room, in your office, or you can't do it at work. If you're gonna do it at work, then you have to like take an hour lunch break. If you have a half hour, I mean, for those who like to do it half hour break for some jobs, you need to tell your boss you're still doing remote learning for your school. So that's my 2 recommendations. Plus, if you feel that your child is not even does not even care about going to school, well, don't fight battles. Basically, education is really important to your children, so they can go into a good school, get the best education they get at the best school, and that when remote learning happens, they can still get the best education and graduate with best credits and get their diplomas. And finally, there is news about this program that I'm gonna have I'm having a new website just published. It's basically my part of my email address .wixweb.com/givemeabreak. It'll have a lot of things, tips, articles that we talked about, full episodes of the show. We'll put the link in the description below if you just want to go check it out. Along with some episodes, some of today's episodes, today's articles that we discussed here. It is fully running right now, and I'd like for you to go check it out. The link will be in the description below. That's Give Me a Break for this Monday going into Tuesday. We'll see you again tomorrow for Give Me a Break Tuesday night. We'll see you again for that's all this edition to Give Me a Break Monday. We'll see you again for Give Me a Break Tuesday night. 10 Eastern, 9:30 Central. Until then, follow us here at YouTube. Have a great night. Stay safe and take care of yourself. Take care of others. Good night, everyone.